Hey guys, how you doing? Dave Arcari here. I thought I would do a little introduction to slide and bottleneck guitar for all you good folks at 12 Guitars. Hopefully you'll find this useful. It's not meant to be a complete lesson. It's just really a very basic introduction to get you started, to let you start having some fun and explore open tuning and bottleneck guitar. The first thing that's different from your normal guitar playing is that the guitar is tuned differently. Instead of being tuned E, B, G, D, A, E, like a normal guitar when you're playing, this is tuned to an open chord, so that when you strum the guitar, it plays a chord with no hands. In this case, it's an open G chord. So to get that tuning, here's what you have to do. Your first string, which is normally an E, tune it down to a D. That's down, not up, down. And the next string, the second string, leave it as it is, as a B. Third string, G, leave it as it is. Fourth string, D, leave it as it is. Fifth string, A, tune it down to a G. So your A is going down to a G. And your sixth string, your bottom E, tune it down to a D. So you're always tuning down. And so your two E strings, your first string and your sixth string, are going down to a D. And your fifth string, which is normally an A, is going down to a G. And you might need to retune the strings in the middle. Just sometimes when you mess about with these strings, the other ones will go out of tune. So have a go at that. And then when you strum it, you get an open G chord. If you put your first finger over all the strings at the 5th fret, you get a C chord, because it goes G, G sharp at the first fret, A at the 2nd fret, A sharp at the 3rd fret, B at the 4th fret, C at the 5th fret. Now that's an important one. Just remember, 5th fret when you're in open G is a full C chord. 6th fret, C sharp. 7th fret, D. That's the other important one. Because what we're going to concentrate on to get you started is open, 5th and 7th fret. So that's G, open, C, the 5th fret, and D, the 7th fret. It carries on all the way up the neck. D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp. And when you get to the 12th fret, it's G again. Because that's an octave above. So now that you've got the guitar in tune and you know that you're going to be playing it open and the 5th fret and the 7th fret, you want to start using bottleneck or a slide. Now the one I use is one of my own signature slides. It's made of glass, but you get them made of chrome, metal, ceramic, and if you don't have one, you can maybe get your mum's lipstick holder, or sometimes a socket out a toolkit, or just something that's tubular and you can put on your finger. Then you can do so instead of pressing down with your finger, you're using the bottleneck. But the important thing is, don't press down with the bottleneck. You just touch the strings lightly. So you're running the bottleneck along the strings without pressing them down, but touching them enough so that they don't rattle. And also, instead, when you're playing with your fingers, you would normally play behind the fret. With the slide or the bottleneck, you play right over the top of the fret. So when you look down at the 5th fret, your bottleneck or your slide is right over the fret. And the 7th fret too. So first step, tune your guitar to an open G. Get familiar with the 5th fret and the 7th fret. Get your bottleneck or slide, or whatever you're using as a slide, but don't forget to ask before you pinch something to use as a slide. Then you can just touch the strings and stop them over the fret. And that will get you started. Now if you want to take it a little bit further, it's good if you put the slide on your pinky, because that lets your other fingers free in case you want to use them for something. The other thing is that when you're playing here, you can bring your fingers behind the slide, just lightly touching the strings, and it makes it a bit clearer. If you don't do that, it sounds like this. If you do put your fingers along behind to damp it, you don't get all these noises coming in the background. So you can play the guitar open at the 5th fret and the 7th fret, and even up at the 12th fret. That gives you another G. So you're G, C, D, back to G. Now if you want to play all the strings, that's fine. You can go. But you might only want to play some of the strings. You might play them open. And just go to the 5th fret on the 1st string, the E string that is now tuned down to a D. Then you might take it to the 7th fret. Strum. Now you can also play at the 3rd fret. But it's best not to play all the strings. You can if you like, but it might be better if you just play the 3rd and 4th strings. Then you might want to combine that with playing no strings, no fretted strings, and the 5th fret on the 1st string. Remember, this is not a full lesson. This is just some tips to get you started. You don't need any kind of special guitar to play bottleneck. An acoustic guitar is probably easiest to start with, and if you have some heavy strings and quite a high action, that's the space between the strings and the fretboard. If there's a high action, heavy strings and some kind of bottleneck, it doesn't have to be glass, it could be steel, chrome, ceramic. Have a look round and see what you can use to start playing slide on your guitar right now. Oh yeah!